All that matters not to me, that you wherever I go, baby. I just need you by my side. Yeah, that's until the day I die. Ever since you found me, we the only thing I see. Forever and a day, it's you and me. And they can't replicate this unity. No pressure, I can see them watching and they try to do better. But you one in a million, you ain't average. Girl, I promise I'ma have you living lavish. Take a trip, girl, we're about to vanish. 'Cause I'll go anywhere, anywhere, just as long as you with me. 'Cause girl, I know that you get me. So I'll go anywhere. I'll go, so I'll go anywhere. 'Cause I'll go, so I'll go anywhere. I don't even care about the way they're looking at us, 'cause I know they wish they had it and they know we doing damage to the game. I don't care about the stereotype. I can never do it mono, we the stereotype. I'm talking left, right link, I'm talking left hand ring. I'm talking this right here forever, we ain't here just for the summer. Always on 10, we ain't never had to come up. Young right now, but we gon' watch the numbers run up. Honestly, I love the way you carry it. It was an easy decision, I had to marry it. Honeymoon, I'ma put you on a chariot. And they don't make them like you no more. No pressure, I can see them watching and they try to do better. But you one in a million, you ain't average. Girl, I promise I'ma have you living lavish. Take a trip, girl, we're about to vanish. 'Cause I'll go anywhere, anywhere, just as long as you with me. 'Cause girl, I know that you get me. So I'll go anywhere. 'Cause I'll go, so I'll go anywhere. 'Cause I'll go, so I'll go anywhere.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know the voice. Y'all know the sound. James Wilbur Williams is in the building. Good morning, everybody. DJ Exclusive is here. Good to see everybody this morning. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in this morning, wherever you're streaming from, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all those good places, man. Good morning to all of you. Happy Wednesday, hump day. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, okay? Like it or not, starting next. Good morning.
Moving slowly, I know the street hype. No more double, go ahead and detox. Yeah, yeah. Came from the trenches, they ain't showing us no love. Thugging in the city, all we wanted was a hug, yeah. We on the block like every night to catch a buzz. Get the cash and take my family out the hood, that's a must. Was a hood baby with no soldiers. Bad past never left my mind, it's taking over. No, I should've died, that's why it's hard to stay sober. Glad to see the sun, but my heart.
Shout out everybody in the chat room this morning. G-Man, Win, Singapore, Latif, what's going on, Latif? Good morning. Snack Panther, Priscilla, Mary C, good morning. Amber Layla, Bluebird on my shoulder, Tyler Hagner, good morning. Roll the Dragon, what's going on? Good morning, family. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Good morning, Mama and Daddy. Love y'all, man. Zozo Bob, good morning to you. And in case you missed it, Mama, good morning. Love you. Mean it. Shade Dragon, good morning.
30 piece on my wrist like I'm Harden. Either they love me or I'm a target. Cause I told me you flawless. I've been busy and picking up when you callin'. And on purpose, I hate the fact we ain't talking. With anything that you need, dog, I got you, I mean that. All this pressure make it hard not to relapse. Build up aggression, make it hard for me to relax. To the hood, baby, ain't no way that I'ma lead that. My dogs need hope, step it up, I gotta
Jay Rosa, man, good morning to you.
I'ma love you way before I gotta miss you. Hold this mama by my side, give her some tissue.
Boondocks, good morning, Boondocks.
Baby, from the struggle, long time had a hustle. Glad we made it through. I'm just glad we made it through. Baby, from the struggle, long time had a hustle.
Marjorie, good morning to you, Marjorie. Creative Impact, good morning.
Glad we made it through.
They ain't gonna be in here, always getting my damn way. Won't let me be great.
Baby, from the struggle, long time had a hustle. Glad we made it through. I'm just glad we made it through. Baby, from the struggle, long time.
Sonny Wright, good morning to you. Y'all, I was trying to figure out why the ball kept getting bigger and bigger. Then it hit me. I'm here all week. Well, Tuesday through Thursday anyway. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Like and I is coming up next. Queen of Soul is in the building. Good morning, everybody. Monica G, good morning. Happy Day of the Dead, homies. Feliz Dia de los Difuntos, right? Difuntos. Fatal Flaw, good morning. We really do. My gosh, we do.
Sheriff in town, I get a little reckless. Mr. Memo, go check the message. I ain't then came back for seconds. I ain't seeing your fake little necklace. Lifestyle decrepit, I should probably expect this. Too much game for your league. I'm Hussein with Steve, I'm Hussein on beats. Legendary, I'm everything you aim to be. I'm insane if you can't tame the beast. Enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me.
Monica G, thank you for that. I appreciate you. Demon Yama Mama, good morning to you. Maureen Weber, good morning. So the other day, I saw a man standing on one leg at an ATM, confused. I asked him what he was doing. He said, just checking my balance. Jocelyn Brooks, good morning to you, Jocelyn. Jad Lag, good morning. Tiger, what's going on, Tiger? Checking my balance. Shay, good morning. Mama, don't start. Well, astronomers got tired of watching the moon go around the earth for 24 hours. They decided to call it a day. Zion Lance, good morning. Craig Unlimited, good morning to you. So boy, don't you cry. Leave all your worries behind. Just come to mama. Jessica Lee, good morning, Jessica. Just come to mama. She'll take care of all of your drama. Jad, I know. That's just like my friend asking me, why am I carrying a 9-foot book? I said, it's a long story. RS, good morning. Industrial Arts, what's going on, brother? And if you wanna be a knight, you better prove your loyalty. You better listen to me. She's got what you want. She's got what you need. You know she's got everything. So Mario Drake, good morning. Leave all your worries behind. Just come to mama. So, okay. So check this out. Y'all bear with me. Here we go. Okay, y'all listen to this. Tablets were replaced by scrolls. Okay, y'all follow me? Tablets were replaced by scrolls. Scrolls were replaced by books. Okay, I got that. Scrolls were replaced by books. Now we scroll through books on tablets.
Her eyes, her lips are my desire. She sways her hips and I'm on fire. Yeah, I love her from every angle. Bottom line, I wanna tell her.
And alone, good morning.
Come on, just come to mama. She'll take care of all of your drama. Baby boy, just come to mama. Come to your mama. Just come to mama. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Just come to mama.
Things that make you go,
Take care of all of your drama. Baby boy, just come to mama. She's gonna make it alright.
Right. Hieroglyphics, emojis. Conspiracy. That don't sound suspicious.
Control. Love you every night. No checking the time. Just us loving you all night long.
Damn it, Roll the Dragon, right.
Can let you go,
We've been getting stoned for centuries.
and we feel it. I really do. I say the truth. We can't go any road. Need you now. I'm your queen and you the king right now. It's a kingdom. Let's play it how you like. How does it make you feel? Or you wanna change? I'll be whatever. What you like. We can dance. You got to move tonight. Stars are watching us in the sky. I wanna last it forever. It's a sexy smile. Looking forward to see you. I hope I won't lose control. Love you every night. No checking the time. Just us loving you all night long. I can let you go, baby. It's the right. We already know. And we feel it. I really do. I said the truth. We can't go any road. Need you now. Let's change the clothes. We have a drive. You know how you make me
Industrial Arts, this one's for you.
come close to me. I'm
What did the full glass of water say to the empty glass of water? What did the full glass of water say to the empty glass of water? You look drunk. You look drunk. You look drunk.
I miss that sexy smile. Looking forward to see you. I hope I lose control.
You look drunk. Shay, you don't get it? What did the full glass of water say to the half glass full of water? You look drunk because it's a half glass of water. You look drunk, like somebody drunk it. Oh, but here's another one for you. Did y'all hear about the Italian chef with a terminal illness? He passed away. Can only do so much. Now he's just a piece of history. A piece of history. Torrance Joseph, good morning. Industrial Arts, yeah, man, it was a pasta joke, so I expected tomatoes. Mama said, why did the chicken cross the road? Mama, to get to the other side, everybody knows that. Thank y'all for the pasta sauce. I think that Italian chef would have liked that. He's just a piece of history. Pizza history. Pizza history. RS, you know you love it. Good morning. Marjorie, that is still fly. Still fly. George Joseph. I am a little saucy this morning. I don't get it. Letter hat. Good morning to you, letter hat. Fit Insomniac, good morning to you. Creative Impact, what's going on? T Tweety, good morning to you. T Tweety, what do you call a guy lying on your doorstep? What do you call a guy lying on your doorstep? Matt. That's right, Torrance. I am Matza. You must have just getting started. Yep, I am. I am. Like candy yam. Spin Cycle, good morning to you. Here's one from Industrial Arts, y'all, from his son. What did one roll of TP say to the other roll of TP? What did one roll of TP say to the other roll of TP? You look white. You look white. I hate y'all. Fit Insomniac, anything is possible. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Y'all so crazy. The Big Piece, what's going on? Good morning to you. Laura Estrada, good morning, Laura. Okay. Did you know that if you sneeze and fart at the same time? Did you know that if you sneeze and fart at the same time, your body takes a screenshot? Your body takes a screenshot. This is like when you hold down the power button and the volume down button to take a screenshot. You fart and sneeze, it takes a screenshot.
My name came up a lot of sounds, more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of sounds, more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of sounds.
Six Dragon Daddy, what's going on? Exactly. I don't want to see that screenshot either.
They ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot
Katriska. Dang, see, I was about to mess it up. Katriska, good morning, Katriska.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. We hustle, but the night we know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. We hustle, but know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die.
Shut up, Lee. Okay, here's another one for y'all. Amal and One are identical twins. Amal and One are identical twins. Their mom only carries one baby photo in her wallet. And that's because if you've seen One, you've seen them all. You've seen them all. One of all, you've seen them all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Like it or not, starting up next. And if you have not already, if you're not already a Patreon member, make sure that you go to patreon.com/likeItOrNot. Patreon.com/likeItOrNot. Join today, man. Increase the pledge and all that other good stuff. We appreciate you, love you, mean it. Make sure you stay tuned.
Stop that.
Excuse me. Roller Dragon said, what happens if you put the batteries in the Energizer Bunny backwards? What happens if you put the batteries in the Energizer Bunny backwards? He keeps coming and coming.
If you wanna touch my piece, use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace.
I can't stand y'all, man.
Got in the east, I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man so tough, but man's keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls, let her tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch me, please use caution. Beg, please get on your knees, came from the jungle, up in the trees. I got a few tricks up in the sleeve, one wrong move, I'ma let out the.
That's right, tip your DJ, DJ X3C on Cash App and Venmo, DJ X3C on Cash App and Venmo. I'm here all week. More so if you want me to stop, tip me and I'll shut the hell up. But until then, her, at least invite me out to dinner. Him, I don't go out with married women. Her, but I'm your wife. Me, I make no exceptions. Love Life, good morning. Priscilla, good morning. You know you want to stay here.
Stop that.
That's just like, I always get nostalgic putting my car in reverse. I always get nostalgic putting my car in reverse. It really takes me back. It takes me back. Reverse. I know Rebecca better bring her ass on. I still got a whole nother page to go a joke. So, I mean, we can keep on going. Don't throw sodium chloride at people. Don't throw sodium chloride at people. That's assault. William Moore, good morning.
Just give me my crown, let the king take his throne. I like to groove it. He likes to groove it.
Six Dragon Daddy, right? Damn those three ends. Chewy Crab, good morning to you. Al Booger, what's going on? See, I appreciate y'all. I still got my haters, but it's okay. Because the people love it, and I'm going to keep on going. So let me see here. I tried to sue the airline this morning for misplacing my luggage. I lost my case. My friend has designed an invisible airplane. I can't see it taking off. What's the difference between black-eyed peas and chickpeas? What's the difference between black-eyed peas and chickpeas? Black-eyed peas can sing us a song while chickpeas can only hum us one. Wait a goddamn minute. Oh, man. And of course, before we get the show started, I overdosed on Viagra the other day. It was the hardest day of my life. All right, people, y'all know what time it is. It's time to get this damn thing going. Queen Azora is in the building. Like it or not, it's going down. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, man, yeah, it's the summertime, right? Let's get it like or not. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. Yeah. Like it or not, it's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going down.
Rebecca Zora's in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. She's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, dreaming, trying to find the meaning of life. While the feds keeps us in stride.
I am your DJ exclusive. Y'all know who I am. I stay dropping them jams.
Good hope, dad jokes, culture, it's politics. What's here right now is the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I ended up with the plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. Tuesday to Thursday, you know how we do. Let's go. Like it or not, it's going down. Like it or not, it's going down. Like it or not, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going down.
Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going. Like it or not, it's going, it's going. Hey man, let's start this damn show.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Let me get myself
And
together.
girl, that shit gonna get edited, child. I'm a working man who ain't got time. That's
No, I know. I'm just
to do, child. It's gonna get there. You say one more thing about this thing summertime, I ain't gonna have no goddamn song. It's gonna be there, and this is gonna be now, like it or not, with Benjamin Dixon.
No, it's not that serious. Just the beginning. I love the rapping part, actually. I'm just saying that beginning part, we just edited out. And then the rest of the song, I actually like. I actually love the beginning of the song.
Time.
So
I ain't had the time to do it yet.
Okay, that's okay. That is okay. We gotta start this. We gotta start Wednesday a little. Okay, understood, baby. I got it. Put it in the message.
I got 7 jobs. It take time.
And I understand it. I understand.
7.
Let's
I'm working right now at the same time, but doing the morning show while DJing a radio station show at the same time, and
not
then
even a radio station,
taking Chick-fil-A.
TV.
No, it's another radio station show that I'm doing right now at the same time, concurrently while smoking crack and then trying to do my hair and cut my beard. While it's like 30 degrees outside.
Well, it's about 25, and we're gonna reel it in. We're gonna start that Wednesday up over, okay? And we love the song in the beginning. We just gonna edit it out, and we're gonna work on that later. It's all right. It's Wednesday, okay? That means that it was a tough day yesterday. We're not gonna we working hard. We're working 7 jobs. We're trying to get it together. All right, that's what we're gonna do this morning. But welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
and not care who doesn't like it. Good morning, Rebecca. You're not
Good
taking these
morning.
shit this morning.
Good morning. I'm your host, Rebecca Azor, followed by my beautiful co-host.
Hey, James Bubba Williams, DJ Exclusive, Big Daddy, and all that other good stuff.
All of it. All of it.
All of it.
Listen, I am so sorry, y'all. Just like Bubba said, it is a little bit after our usual start time, which ain't nothing unusual, but a little bit further after the usual start time. Running a little behind this morning, had to get some work in, but I thank you guys for being so patient with us and joining us this morning. We're gonna dive right into the stories.
Yeah.
And we're on November 2nd, so I hope your November 1st was. I know it was hard for a lot of us. It was a tough day, and how we usually try to bring it on in. I will say this before we get to the stories, though. I know yesterday we mourned. We're still mourning because, child, it was yesterday, literally just yesterday,
Literally.
that we lost one of our favorite Migos, if not our favorite Migo, Take Off. And, Kirshnick Ball is his real name, but we know him as Take Off. And there are a couple of things I actually wanted to discuss really quickly. Online, you will see things like a video of his uncle, who is also his partner in the group Migos, Quavo, yelling and screaming in agony as he sees his body. This is what I've read in transcript. I could not watch the video myself. I don't know why the video is available online, but it has brought up a conversation. We got to be careful, guys, or we should be very, very mindful. I know we discussed it and touched on it yesterday. Be very mindful of what we're putting online. The fact that we're putting out something online before his family and his loved ones themselves could have identified his body at the morgue. They were watching it. They were watching it trend on social media, and watching his uncle go just act out in crises on social media. That is not fair. I know that we are in a day and age of social media. Everything is online. Everything is to be placed quickly, before the next person gets it. And especially coming from TMZ, I believe there should be a law, Bubba, against that. I know that we do have it works in our favor when we see things like, thank God we had it on camera for George Floyd. You understand? When we're looking at those kind of things, thank God. But I feel like the person in us, we're people too, and the human in us should definitely understand before the news gets out, let me be mindful and not post these videos.
Yeah.
You know what those videos would have been better in? Whose hand they would have been better in? The police officers who are looking for the suspects as we speak.
And who are still requesting video at the same time,
Yep.
which is so crazy. And
But
you're
that's
absolutely
posted
right, Rebecca.
online like a damn EP.
Like, my God, yes. And we were talking about this yesterday. It helps us in some aspects, but in things like this, we've seen this happen now, it seems like, with the last few celebrities that have passed away. PNB Rock, we had the same thing happen with him. Now we had Takeoff, it happened with him. Triple X Tentacion, I can never say his name right, happened with him, where these people are recording things just like I said, just for clout or just to go viral, or like you said yesterday, Rebecca, for them to sell the video to somebody else, to the highest bidder, and get all this money from it. And I just absolutely hate that. It's like people have no respect or no decency for a human life.
Yeah, and
Or
that's
death.
where that's right, in life or death, and that's where the problem lies. So, my condolences again to his family, and the fact that the trauma that it's given his fans online, or people who didn't expect to be scrolling down their timeline to see a body. Even on Twitter, you know, scrolling down some of these, that's how I haven't seen the video, but that's how you're seeing. And I had to read the transcript and people describing what was going on for news purposes. But I did see, as scrolling through my timeline, there was no coverage like that little transparent coverage that they put on there with the discretion on there on Twitter. There was none of that. So it's just out there. So if you do happen to fall on that, I had to get off Twitter yesterday because I did not want to run upon that on my page, because there are a lot of people that were retweeting it, or was showing up in Explore, or was showing up in, you know, what you might want to see, and that's not anything that I will have wanted to see.
It popped up for me, and once I go on Twitter, I normally go to my trending topics. I hit the search button just to see what's trending or what pops up. And of course, that's one of the first things. But when you click on that story, you're thinking you're going to go to a TMZ or CNN or somebody that's covering the
Yeah.
story, like one of those outlets. It brings up everything.
Mhm.
So if Takeoff is listed anywhere, it's
Mhm.
going to bring up everything. And when I tell you, Rebecca, like I said, we talked yesterday, and once we were on the phone and we are talking, I was going to try to look for some stuff about the story, some more info.
Mhm.
And one of the first things I saw was that video that you're talking about, where I couldn't even listen to it, where it's Quavo just inconsolable, still over. It was a lot, and I'm
Yeah.
not even going to describe it because it was bad, and it really did something to me yesterday. I'm
Mhm.
not going to lie to you.
Yeah, just like you were explaining to me, like it's him, in crises, and I don't like that. I don't like that the
Yeah.
world had to see that, um, like that. It's just I
Mm.
don't know. It's like we have no humanity now, and I will agree. I saw a lot of his fellow rappers joining in to mourn him or say a comment or two on his behalf. What I didn't like was that who said it best? It was Lil Tunechi, but I don't think he goes by that anymore on Instagram. I think he actually goes by Young Money, or if that is Young Money. But I know that the Young Money page itself said, which I know it belongs to who, none other than Lil Wayne. So he actually stated like we maybe should take some time to actually mourn this because we are dealing and we are in a time where it's just we mourn it for a second. No, we don't even have time to mourn it. We think about it for a second. We cry about it for a second. We post a picture of him with him or of him for that minute. Say a couple of words, and the next post that we do is a selfie. There's no time. He's like, right now, don't do much on your social media, at least that, so that we can pay homage to him.
Yeah.
Post a picture, say your words, and allow us to grieve in this time. Allow yourself to grieve and mourn in this time. You don't have to post food up. You don't got to post nothing up right now. Let's pay our respects since the whole world got to see his death. Let's pay our respects as we should. And that's really a hard thing for people to do, Bubba. That's a hard thing for people to do on social media, especially if you work on social media. But companies, record companies that he's under should have shut down for the day, or, something to allow people to actually mourn this person.
Yeah.
But we don't even know how to mourn properly. We don't.
Mm.
We don't. That goes for everyone, man. We don't. Not that we're intentionally trying to do it, but we also feel like we need to hurry up and feel good.
Yeah.
We need to hurry up and feel good because we don't want to be so broken. We're tired of being broken. So we think instead of feeling our feelings or paying respects to somebody, we need to hurry up and feel good. And so we worry and focus longer on things like Kanye's comments, which are hurtful, but we will focus on that much longer than the death of this influential rapper. And whether or not he influenced you, I'm probably sure he influenced somebody a video game you play,
Yep.
something, the style that you see, the street style that you see, your favorites artist might have been Takeoff. So in some way, shape, or form, respect should have been paid all across the board. But again, these companies, these people, everybody has grown to consciously or subconsciously become fickle, and we don't even know how to really just sit down for a second and mourn the dead.
Right.
Yep. That's what I gotta say about that one. Shouts out to Lil Tunechi, Lil Wayne, whatever y'all want to call him, Young Weezy.
Weezy.
And black men deserve to live. Black men deserve to see another day. Black men deserve to make it past 30. Black men deserve to grow old.
And that's real.
Yep.
That's real. That's really real.
Yeah, we don't see it often, but all right, guys, let's take it to Georgia. Let's take it to Georgia. Right now, we are seeing that it is Georgia. It is election time. Okay, it is. We're talking voting time. This is voting season, November 8th. Y'all gotta make sure y'all put y'all ballots in. Y'all gotta make sure y'all do what y'all do. I already voted early. Did you vote early, Bubba? Did you?
Yes, I did. I did it last Thursday. I think I did. I went on, got
Right.
my ass up before everything got started because I had a busy weekend and went on, did what it did. And I had a fun experience because everybody was so nice and friendly. My black poll workers, they were just it was very
Oh, I love
pleasant
that. Yeah, I
voting
love that.
experience. Yeah.
I love that.
Even had a chance to talk to some people from FAMU that were in there, North Carolina A&T, HBCUs. It was like family reunion walking up there. I
Okay.
appreciate y'all for
I
making me
love
feel
that
so
for
good.
you. I love
Yeah.
that for you. I went to
Gosh.
one in Cobb County. I still
Okay.
have mine registered in Cobb County, so I had to go over into Cobb County. Didn't want to vote in my area because when I first moved here during that voting season, I saw what it looked like, and the
Mm,
people were really aggressive about who they were voting for, and they made it a race thing. So I decided to not.
wow.
So my permanent address, which is in Cobb County, I went out there, went to go vote. And when I went to go vote out there, was met with an M E M P T empty an empty voters office. And I went in. Oh, I was first met with, and I loved it though because I didn't want to be bothered. I was looking
Yeah.
bummy. I rolled out of bed, went to go get my sister. I'm like, somebody might see me because I'm popular. Somebody might see. That's how I felt. Somebody might see me, I just, Melinda's my sister. She's like, girl, it's not even that serious. And she's just looking at me like, and I'm like, oh my God. So I had on this sweater. The sweater said something like, sorry, I'm late. I didn't want to come. Mind you, I don't know what shirt I had on. So I threw it on that day. And I
Right.
had on some army fatigue sweats and some Uggs, what I call fugs, because they're fake Uggs. So they're fugs. So I had on some fugs. And I was just like hair in a big old ponytail. As you can see, my hair is pretty thick, but I had it in a ponytail, child. And I'm just walking in there, and the first lady at the door was like, "Hi, how are you?" And she was white, and I'm like, "Hey." She was like, "You can go on in. You made it just in time because no one's in line." I'm like, "All right, thank you so much." So we walked in. All you hear is my sister's, because I'm giving y'all a visual. All you hear is my sister's flip flops because she had on flip flops in the car. It was freezing. All you hear is the don't. Yes, yes, just like that. So I had my camera and I'm trying to do a little reel for my social media that I have not posted
Right.
yet because it takes me forever to post those things. And I'm just walking and I'm looking and I see vote here. It leads me down the hallway, see the hallway. And then I see a lady and she points at the sign, but very nicely. Now she black because she gave me some. And so she points out and it says, no phones on video beyond this point. So I was like, okay. So she was like, I love your sweatshirt. And I'm like, what is she talking about? Oh, no, I didn't mean for this place. I want to vote, lady. She was like, no, you don't. But that's all right. You're here anyway. I love your sweatshirt. Let me see those nails. I just took off my nails, but she had just seen my nails or whatever. So let me see those nails. Those are beautiful. Then I walked over to the other lady and she was like, just come on over here. And there's a lady in the window who was waiting for me because I'm telling you my experience. She was waiting for me in the window. And she was like, look at those nails. And I love that sweatshirt. She too was black. And she was like, well, go ahead. You like a little millennial. And she looked at my ID. You are. So you know what to do with this card. They gave me a card. Now I'm trying to put the card in the machine to vote because voting just looks different. I'm
Looks very
trying to
different.
put the card in the machine to vote. And I'm like, all right, if I'm about to just do this. So a little Gen Z girl comes over. Let me do that for you. If you don't get your young behind away from me, I'm not old. I'm not old. So I put it in there. And then I was like, see, I got it. And she was like, oh. But I love your sweatshirt. I'm like, move on. Scram.
Get your
I
young
gotta
ass.
vote. So I began to vote. After I voted, I felt better. So then I went over to her. I was like, thank you for your help. I really apologize. It's been a morning for me. Different, you know what I'm saying? And then I went over to the other lady. She's struggling. Some people are mean in the poll office. She's struggling to tell an elderly man how to put in the paper into the machine so that it can scan.
Uh-huh.
I learned on my end that you had to flip it. They didn't know that. Some of the poll workers, didn't know that. So I said, he's like, how do you put it in? She's like, sir, you was doing it right the first time. You just put it in. And I said, sir, if you flip it, because I see that it works only when you flip it on the other side. you can put the form in. And that's how you know I was where I was supposed to be at the right time, because he would have been sitting there struggling while the girl was on she wasn't even on her phone, she was on something else or whatever, not worried about the man's issues. And he's just trying to put his little vote scan in to make sure that it counted. Okay.
Right.
And that was it. So as I continue to walk out, I see my sister trying to register to vote. Girl, why are you trying to register to vote all at the end of the process? You are late, sis. You are late. But she still did. Not register to vote, excuse me, register to be a voter, a poll worker.
Oh,
a
poll worker. Okay.
My sister has on, again, I told you she had on slides. The story is coming to an end, and the slides were the color of her skin. Why the white lady in the front saw my sister walking and said, "Oh, I thought you were walking towards me barefoot." But we're like, she's so sweet and she's not being racist. She just thought that literally the skin tone shoe was the color of my sister. But I just think everything. I'd be like, what did she say? ER? Did she say? Did she say?
Did you say what I think you said?
I said it sounds suspicious. You don't find that suspicious?
Suspicious.
That the shoe color was the color of your skin. Anywho, that's our funny story for voting, guys. That was funny. That was my voting story, but I voted. We made it through. It was a good experience.
And somebody said in the chat that Gen Z girl came up to you. You need help, Grandma?
No, and I was offended. I said, did she just call me old? Did she say my bones is cracking? Did she say that I'm watering down my sugary juices? That when I drink, because I drink once a month for probably a juice. Did she say that I no longer really drink Dr. Pepper? Did she say that? Did she say that I'm watching the salt intake that I do take when I'm eating my food? Did she say to me that I get heartburn when I am eating spicy food? Is that what she just said to me?
Oh, man.
Did she say every time I gotta pick something up, I gotta look at it first and then make the sound and then get up? Did she say that to me? Huh? Was that what she said? Because I didn't like it. Did she say that when I wear my reading glasses, I gotta pull it down so I can see far away and push it back up when I gotta look at the TV screen? Is that what she said to me? Because I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate
it. Hey, you need some assistance?
Get out of here, girl. Because I'm 32, baby. I'm in my 30s. I got a long ways to go. Get away from me. You still got milk on your tongue. Talking to me crazy. Respect me.
You still wet behind the ears. Get on here, around here, young girl.
Young girl.
Look out, look out.
Listen, calm down. You don't even know how to wipe yet, sis. Back.
Mr. Charles said, no purse full of napkins and ketchup packets from the last McDonald's.
Listen, I had to clean it out. I have about 17 bags that have something for every moment. I got a chapstick in every purse. Just in case. I got a chapstick in the kitchen drawer. I got a chapstick in the car. I got a chapstick in every purse. That's how you know you're getting older, when you got a chapstick for every single bag, just in case you forget when you change it out. Anywho, I'm sorry for that. Like, just really went off on a tangent, but I wanted you guys to know my voting story. Listen, I absolutely love Georgia. I'm glad that I live here. Some things about Georgia piss me off. I didn't say Atlanta. It's not Atlanta. I said Georgia. There are definitely parts of Georgia that I supremely enjoy. But as far as for voting, we know that we struggle in that department in many different situations. Yeah. But despite the voting restrictions signed into law by Georgia's Republican-dominated legislature last year, Black church leaders and activists joined together for a rally on Sunday. 24 cars and a large bus with the image of civil rights icon John Lewis headed from Rainbow Baptist Church to a nearby polling station, the Associated Press reports. Our ancestors fought far harder than we're fighting, said Rhonda Taylor, a leader in the AME Church in Atlanta who participated in Sunday's rally. She said, "We got to keep going." Right after record Black voter turnout that helped flip 2 Senate seats for the Democrats and helped elect President Joe Biden into office, the Georgia legislature enacted a series of voter restrictions called SB 202. While it was said to restore integrity in Georgia's voting system, it really rolled back the expansion of ballot drop boxes, reduced early voting before runoff elections, and prohibited groups from handing out food and water to voters in line. In other words, voter suppression. We've
Mm-hmm.
covered that on the show a few times. There has also been the problem of unlimited voting challenges to suppress eligibility on purpose. The law almost ended Sunday voting altogether, but the Republican legislation backed off. Thus, Souls to the Polls chairman and of the board of trustees of the Conference of National Black Churches, W. Franklin Richardson, described it as the Black church's collective fight for justice and freedom continues. Souls to the Polls goes back to the Jim Crow era of 1950s and the 1960s civil rights movements. As the Associated Press points out, Reverend George Lee, a Black Mississippi entrepreneur, was assassinated by white supremacists in 1955 after he helped nearly 100 Black residents register to vote in the town of Belzoni. Quote, no matter what barriers they try to put in place, we're going to find a way for our people to get around those barriers so they can exercise their right to vote. A quote by Helen Butler, executive director of the People's Agenda. Now, I think right now, especially in Georgia, what we've seen in the last year, um, with these poll workers and with these poll stories and with our last election from 2020 when we got Biden in, when we got Senator Warnock in, when we tried to fight against Kemp and the powers that be here in Georgia.
Right.
A lot of that, we had Brother Cliff on the show, which I hope we can get back ASAP. But Cliff Albright, who was here in Georgia. We had Representative Renita Shannon. We had Representative Park Cannon, who we saw on national television get dragged when she and her team
Literally.
and her group were fighting for the protection of Black voters here in Georgia. And Governor Kemp signed a law in order to prohibit all of that thing, all of those things. All of those things that we just named, the serving of food in lines, the serving of people in lines or whatever, but the people who live in a certain area, if they were living above a store, how they could be credited as somebody who was using their business to address to vote, and that wasn't really the case. There were so many types of voting suppression that we see that happened along the lines. You can't go and mail in your vote in a certain area. They made sure of that. However, if we're looking right now at some of these laws, I've read that there are laws where they're allowing people to go and post up at the voting polls, to go post up and be in a way intimidating to the voters, right? White supremacist groups are just walking around there, and there is no law that prohibits that in some areas. Not only that, there's also people who are scaring. We know that Ron DeSantis, who put fear into the hearts and minds of voters in Florida when he went and felons that actually were able to vote or thought they were able to vote from the wording that was put on a piece of paper and told them that they could vote, but there was no fine print. There was no explanation. It was very vague wording. And those people who went to jail from there, this is what I'm saying. Ron DeSantis put fear in those people. Those people were questioned just recently, and they're scared because they're scared that it may come up that they were not supposed to vote and put back in jail. So much of this literally is voter suppression, just a long line of voter suppression. Historically, Souls to the Polls was something that is something that is supposed to make sure that the Black people vote. And what do we utilize? What's really big in our culture? The Black church. The Black church. If we're going to do anything, let's make sure we get our souls to the polls and make sure we vote, because the voting really does matter. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people had their lives put in danger. A lot of people sacrifice a lot of things just to make sure that we can be on here talking about voting. Park Cannon is a representative of Georgia, and she made sure that she pushes that. Renita Shannon is somebody who does the same thing. Cliff Albright leads multiple groups to make sure that we keep the conversation of voting here in Georgia on everybody's tongue, on everybody's TV, making sure that we fight for our rights, because right now Black rights when it comes to voting is being taken away. So these conversations constantly have to happen. And shouts out to all the people, all the leaders who are doing what they need to do here in Georgia. Please, guys, make sure you go vote. Stacey Abrams is on the ballot, baby. We got a Raphael Warnock on the ballot. We got a lot of other locals. Look in your area, because there's going to be some locals on there. Look in your area who meets your criteria enough compared to the other people that are running as a leader. Who was on the ballot that you can see? Do your research now. Do your research now. You got the time, and then head out to go vote. We're still in our early voting phase. We haven't gotten to the voting day exactly. Excuse me, to the actual voting day. We're at early voting still. So make sure that you guys go out and vote here in Georgia and wherever you are in the world.
Right.
Make sure you go out and vote. There's Charles Booker out there, and I hope I'm getting his name right because I keep murdering. But out there in Kentucky, I need y'all to make sure y'all go vote for Charles, who is going over against Rand Paul in Kentucky. Do your thing.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Everybody who's watching, make sure you do your thing. So vote, get your soul to the poll. Help not put our ancestors' name in vain or their fight in vain. Love y'all. Mean it. Moving on. I wanted to get over to this viral video on the Instagram. Okay. Actually, we're gonna do this one first. An airline apologizes to a woman who had to crawl off an airplane because the staff couldn't provide a wheelchair. An Australian airline has apologized after a woman was forced to crawl off the aircraft because staff couldn't provide a wheelchair for her in time to get her to her connecting flight. Let's take a look at this story per se.
Aisle chair, and she says she was told she would have to pay. She's never paid before, so she refused.
They all just stood around for a while, and then the option that was left was for me to get on the floor and crawl, and it was extremely humiliating. So I definitely don't want anyone else to go through what I had to go through.
Jetstar has unreservedly apologised to Natalie Curtis, but denies it asked her to pay to use that aisle chair. In a statement, the airline says a miscommunication resulted in the delay of an aisle chair being made available at the gate on arrival. At no point was an aisle chair withheld due to a request for payment. Natalie has been offered a full refund on her flight and also additional compensation.
That lady was crawling in between the seat. Natalie Curtis was flying from Singapore to Bangkok, Thailand, and was on the last part of her journey from Townsville, Queensland, and Jetstar Airline when the incident occurred, Business Insider reported. Curtis spoke with Australian Channel 7, as we know, and she said was offered a standard aisle wheelchair to board the flight in Singapore, but when she got back to Bangkok, or when she got to Bangkok, staff allegedly told her she would have to pay to use another wheelchair to get off the plane, which she refused to do. So she hopped onto the floor of the plane and dragged herself out. That story is crazy to me because I'm trying. This lady's literally dragging herself down, y'all.
I hope she sues the hell out of them, because that should be a service that's automatically offered. I mean, come on, man.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but she wasn't embarrassed. So she's like, I'm not about to pay for this. If y'all don't want to give me a service that should be literally offered for free on this plane, it's a service. My legs don't work. Y'all really got me out here because I'm not going to pay for a service that should be free. You guys got me out here dragging myself down an aisle and watching me drag myself down the aisle.
And the other part of that is you're just landing here. How am I going to pay for this right here? We're on the damn airplane. So you telling me that I'm supposed to pay the flight attendant because I thought all I'll be paying for is snacks and shit on the flight. But now you're telling me that I got to pay
for wheelchair service, getting off of a flight. That's stuff that should have been done before the flight even left. So now here it is. I'm getting here. You telling me I got to pay for this? Man, move out the goddamn way. Move out the way.
Mm-hmm. Beyonce. But yes, definitely like sue. I hope that it works out in your favor, ma'am, because that is humiliating. All you wanted to do was get off, and you had to stand. This Australian, listen, she had to stand for what she believed in and drag herself off. That is terrible. That is terrible. But shout out to her. I really think that we got to do better in this world, man. The world needs to do better in how we are treating our people. People, period. The world needs to do better.
Right.
Moving on to some sickos in the streets. Oh, it was Halloween weekend, everybody.
Oh my God.
It was Halloween weekend, and everybody was dressed, and there was some weirdos dressing their children as Jeffrey Dahmer, thinking it was the cutest of the cutest. Comparing it to a fictional character like Chucky, but Jeffrey Dahmer was real. I don't know. It's weird. You are dressing your child as a real killer, a real person that was eating people up, and who that story had racist undertones, and you want to dress your little white baby as Jeffrey Dahmer. A rapist, a murderer, a racist, a pedophile. Don't be weird. Anywho, a group of teenagers took Halloween too far when they painted their faces black, dressed up as prisoners, and went to the streets. The viral video has drawn widespread condemnation, and Utah Governor Spencer Cox joined the conversation, slamming their actions. But before we get to that, let's take a look at what the teens look like.
Into a college, you guys are not going to get any scholarships because this is a hate crime.
We all dropped out of high school. It's okay.
I still don't think it's appropriate for you guys to be doing this. It's really it's really not funny.
No, it's really not funny at little bit at all. It ain't funny at all. But Cox, who is the Spencer Cox, who is the UTA, the Utah, because there's only 4 letters in it. The Utah governor stated, he's put out a comment and said, "We strongly condemn racism in all its forms and can call on every Utah." Is that how we say it? Utah to reject such offensive stereotypes, slurs, and attitudes. He continued to say to the Daily Beast, "We must do better." 3 teenage boys in a group of 8 were spotted at that Walmart in Cedar City, Utah. This was on October 31st. Of course, everybody's dressed up, but they were dressed in Jim Crow era, prison chain gang uniforms, and wearing blackface. Okay? A woman, of course, we see addresses the crime in the video and says that their futures should be ruined. The trio is standing with 5 other people, including a girl who is dressed as the police officer. Karen, police officer Karen, child, police officer Karen. The clip begins, we saw, with the group immediately laughing as the person filming them and saying that they dropped out of high school. Okay. And the girl, of course, filming says that they should have their scholarships removed, or they shouldn't get any scholarships or anything of the sort. Now, the outrage behind it, I would say, is condoned. I'm right behind the outrage. But we're in 2022. A lot of these things are coming back into play, y'all. These are stuff that people were afraid to do in 2020, right? In the George Floyd era, a lot of people were a little afraid to touch that. Well, we were seeing these things happen, were in places that were expected. A lot of people were scared to get their scholarships pulled from them because we was hot on the press, baby. You was doing something crazy. We went online to make sure your stuff was going to get blown out of order. We made sure that on TikTok, your employer would know. We would find out. We was playing Blue's Clues with all your information. And at the end of the day, we made sure that we definitely solidified where you worked, where you lived, who you was messing with. And we made sure that the world knew who you were, right? But these kids are no longer afraid. Why? Because the capitalization of Black Lives Matter was just a moment. We see that. And now we're seeing a lot of people get away with blackface, with disrespecting Black people online.
Mm-hmm.
People will fight for people on TikTok who get their pages taken away because of racist content. And when the person comes to apologize, that is just enough for you to continue to get your money. They will set up a GoFundMe to make sure that you are set up for that year that you may have been fired from your job. They will rally in the streets in your name. They will continue to get you so many views to make sure that you are fed. And the person that you disrespected, probably still struggling. The community that you just disrespected, nothing's gonna change. Kyle Rittenhouse, so much support behind him. So much support from the president of the United States at that time, support from people who are seated that people voted for. Our nation's leaders supported Kyle Rittenhouse. Our evangelicals supported Kyle Rittenhouse. So when we see these kids walking around in blackface, that's because they know Kyle Rittenhouse is supported and who is not going to support them.
Mm-hmm. And it's also one of those things of racism is coming out of hiding. It never was in hiding. They're not afraid. They're not afraid to show their true colors now. And a lot of people in chat saying it came from their parents. I think we got to stop using that excuse. I don't think some of this behavior is learned behavior. I think some of these kids just see this shit. Well, why can't I say the N-word? Why can't I say it? I'm going to say it because I want to. I feel like black people shouldn't be this, and that. I really don't think some of this stuff comes from their parents. I think, granted, I do think parents, the way the parents brought them up has something to do with it. But some of this stuff, some of that shit come from their friends because they racist as hell too.
I say it's a little bit of all of it, just like you just said.
I agree.
I'll say like parents, how they were brought up. If they brought their children up with the knowledge of you can't be racist, bro. Like black and white, y'all can go to school together. Y'all should be able to do things together. Giving them that conversation and teaching them how not to be racist. Because white in America, if you are white in America and you are not told to be racist, there are so many laws and so many ways that you just grow to be racist. Schooling, education, loans, going to the grocery store, going to the library, going to the store itself as a black person who does have money and trying to shop, being followed around the store, being spoken to, how you're spoken to. In our content that we watch on television, as a white person in America, it's easy for you to fall into the path of racism or walk in white privilege and not know how you can be offending to somebody black or of color. It's easy. You can learn it from your parents who didn't teach you right. You can learn it from your friends at the school, your teachers, your educators, because it's in predominantly white schools, especially. There will be a teacher who makes sure that the things that you are taught about black people is oppressive. Is oppressive and stays oppressive. Your teacher, your doctor, your lawyers, especially in 2020, at the height of when the world capitalized off of George Floyd's death, but when the world said that they would be in arms with us. Breonna Taylor was painted out in DC. We seen her on the cover of Oprah magazine. The conversation did come about in all media. We were out there literally on the ground. Your favorite celebrities were headed over to Kentucky in front of Cameron's house over there yelling at Mitch McConnell. It was a lot happening. Remember? Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Barely really hear their names now until Kanye West just brought it up in a disrespectful manner. And now we're trying to, hold it down, the fort. But the rest of the world is like, we already did what we did in 2020. There's no reason for us to continue on with that conversation.
Oh my God.
So your educator, your doctor, your lawyer, your mechanic has now decided, listen, I don't really I've always had my hood in the closet. My little cone-shaped hood outfit, my KKK uniform. I always had that in the closet. And I had my meetings when I came home. But with the world being how it is, I see white folks getting off for killing black people all the time.
I don't need to pull it out no more.
I gotta start saving the white race, man. And they're wearing that. They don't need to pull it out. They're just having it on the wall now at the job. In the history books, they're making sure that they exclude the truth and continue the lies and the rhetoric that has been taught to us for centuries about white Americans in this country. Yeah. So when I see stuff like kids in the stores on October 31st in blackface and insinuating that all black people do is go to jail, that's systemic as hell.
And be it known, if y'all, even though y'all might get kicked out of school, that's cool. The floodgates is open for ass whooping season on you. That's
if
all.
If they would do their research, they would know that same thing that they are, the propaganda that they're pushing out there, the rhetoric that they're pushing out there is literally something that was built, a system that was built to keep us down. They think that it's us really just going to jail just because that's how we live our lives. Black folks intentionally are targeted to house, to be placed in those jails, to be placed in those cells, to be placed in prison. Intentionally targeted. Our communities are hit the hardest. We lack on purpose because of what America thought we deserved. Nothing. It's systemic. Speaking of incarceration, propaganda, and everything of the sort, make sure you guys head over to the Breakfast Club and watch as our very own Olayemi or Lauren Olay, who we like to call Olay on the show, takes on the Breakfast Club and discuss and has a conversation with Charlamagne the God and Angela Yee about this particular thing.
Yep.
So these kids who are clearly ignorant, uneducated, they could try to push that around if they want to. I hope that they aren't able to go into the schools that they like. And the only schools available are schools in the middle of nowhere with about 5 people there. All right. Listen. One more story, and I wanted to take it positive. Listen, y'all, because speaking of Bahamians, y'all. No, this wasn't the story. This was not the story. This wasn't the story. This was not. This wasn't the story. So I'm gonna go find that story that I dropped in the chat. Because that wasn't the story, but that's a positive story too. But I wanted to talk about the first Black woman confirmed to travel to space with Jeff Bezos, private space flight company.
Right.
Okay, that was the story. Hold on, because that was the story. So as yeah, I don't know why that wasn't in the sheet, but that was the last story that was placed in there. Former NASA rocket scientist confirmed as first Black woman to travel. First Black woman to travel to space. Of course, with Jeff Bezos, but first Black woman to travel to space was Jeff Bezos's private space flight company. She's a former NASA rocket scientist, Aisha Bowe, and she announced that she would become that first Black woman confirmed to travel to space with Blue Origin, a private space flight company founded by Jeff Bezos. According to Aero News Network, Bowe is predicted to be the 6th Black woman to cross the Kármán line, a boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. Today's historic announcement about my flight is both surreal and emotional, said Bowe. She said, I'm thrilled, I'm excited, and I know that this experience will change my life forever. Her flight reportedly follows 30 years after NASA astronaut Mae Jemison made history as the first Black woman to travel to space in 1992, and 4 other Black women astronauts for NASA, including Stephanie Wilson, Joan Higginbotham, Jessica Watkins, and Dr. Sian Proctor of the SpaceX Inspiration 4 mission. Were also others. she's Bahamian. So speaking of Bahamians doing great things in the community of communities out here in the Americas, in America, okay? This Black woman will be the first to go on Jeff Bezos' flight, but to join 6 other Black women in history to go to space, man. We are out here doing amazing, amazing, amazing things. And I really hope that we see more of this, because I know how much you guys are space geeks, especially you, Bubba, and how excited you guys get about space. Just to know that we're making changes and we're making strides. Might be partnering with some of the enemies to do so, but these rich folks own a lot of things that we need access to start getting ourselves in on. So she needs to go up there and see what section is going to be for the Black folks when things get crazy on here on Earth, and know where we're going to be at in place to make sure we get our golden ticket also to the land of space. Okay?
So you're saying to get our space Wakanda.
My space conda, baby.
Space conda.
Space conda forever. All right. All right.
I love it.
So shout out to her. Forever. We're going to be up there, baby. We're going to be up there. She's going to make sure she finds our section up there, because they're going to try to section us off, right? We already see they going up there with their friends and Jeff Bezos. We know they're going to do that. We already know how they work. Going to try to do that up there in another damn atmosphere. They don't worry about it. We'll be there.
Don't let us go back to the moon, child. They're gonna put us on the dark side of the moon. Like, it's dark over there, so we're gonna put y'all over there on the dark side.
That's okay. Because they say the darkness. We are stars, so we naturally shine.
Hello.
Our skin color is beautiful, but we glow. As dark as we are glow in the dark. Amen.
Amen. Let's get it.
That's why the aliens ain't gonna mess with it. They're gonna be like, oh, that's glow in the dark.
Okay.
That's glow in the dark. It's not pale. Okay. It doesn't need no sun, because they don't need no sun, because they're the stars. All right.
They're the stars.
They glow. Okay. They glow. Look what my hair does. My hair defies gravity. Okay. We're gonna be up there showing out. Thanks to Stephanie Bo. We're gonna be up there showing out.
We're gonna be moonwalking, literally moonwalking.
Literally, because we have practice by none other than our own Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Amen. All right, y'all. We are at the end of the show. We're at the end of the show. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. Listen, if you haven't already, become a Patreon at patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not. If you guys want to give to us, because it will be better to do so that we can support the systems that we use to keep the show running. DJ X3C and Becca's Voice on Cash App. That's DJ X3C and Becca's Voice on Cash App. As you continue to give
things,
I know we need to get it on the screen.
I need a little tickle. A little tickle.
Yeah, a ticker. So, as you guys continue to support us, we will continue to support the show and keep it going, because we love you and we don't want to get out of here. Continue to support us, and we will support the show, and we will support you, because you guys are our family, and we never want to let you go. Never want to say goodbye, girl. Never can say goodbye. No. Right there in the shoulder. No. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You can't get that from nowhere else, but you can get that right here on Like It or Not on the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show. I love you guys so much. I mean that. It is when shout out to Benjamin Dixon. On the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show, Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor. Okay, you already know what it is.
Come on, title.
We gotta get it on the. That's what I'm saying. As we adjust the theme song, we're gonna adjust.
It's the summertime, man.
We're gonna adjust the Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon. I've been saying that since 2017. I don't know if it's coming. I'm just putting it in the atmosphere. Look at my not me giving y'all Elvis. It's the end of the show, y'all. I love you guys so much. Go and be great. Please. Enjoy yourself. See you guys later.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in this morning and rocking with our crazy asses. Y'all know it had no sense, man. Good show today. We greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all. Your affirmation for the day. Your affirmation for the day. We get along. Stop. Your affirmation for the day. I release what no longer serves me and step into my true power. I release what no longer serves me and step into my true power. Y'all gonna be great today, man. Do something for yourself. Do something for others. Love y'all. Mean it. We will see y'all tomorrow. Deuces.
Controlling, we might. I don't give much time to these women out here. Never thought I'd find one with anything of interest. Make me a believer while I'm switching my gear. I ain't got no time for these women on my stick shift. Y'all can miss this, no attention, yeah. I got goals, baby, oh, and not to mention all you hoes are fishing, but I am not committed, oh no, oh no, oh no. But still I say, we get along, we get along. How do you feel, how do you feel? You hit my phone, you hit my phone. I know the deal, but baby